everybody. Today I'll be talking about some changes that I made with clothing, hair, makeup, and related tips for coping. Not every tip will apply, but hopefully you'll find that one little good nugget there that will make it worth your while. So wardrobe and lifestyle changes to help cope with chronic illness and pain. Welcome to Going Beyond Coping. My name is Dawn Super, and I help people cope with chronic illness and pain. If this is the first of my videos you're seeing, I am not a doctor or a mental health professional. I've been living with chronic illness since I was a child, and I figured out some coping tips to keep going beyond coping and to thriving and loving my life, and I like to share those. If you haven't already subscribed, if you could please do so now while you remember, I would appreciate that. If you're watching this on Facebook, a like and a share would help my message of coping spread to more people who need it. If videos are difficult for you, but you're really interested in this topic, or after watching the video, you want to go back and remember something that you heard that maybe you forgot exactly what I said, or you just want to keep a reminder, you can find this post on my blog at goingbeyondcoping.com/wardrobe. That's really terrible graphic usage there, but I'm going with it. I just got this new software and I'm still getting used to it, so you'll have to deal with that. Okay, so let's get started. I think the biggest tip for me is to find your own style and totally own it. You have to be willing to forego the pressures of society to deal with comfort and symptom management. It pays off in more ways than just convenience. The more comfortable you are, the better you feel. Not saying wear your jammies to work, but you want to open your mind to the possibilities of changing something, even though it might not seem like a social convention. And this is a lot easier to do at 50 than it was for me at 20. But I'm sharing it anyway in the hopes that you'll find your gumption sooner than I did, if you're under 50, that is. Okay, so there was a time where I only wore dresses, like I couldn't handle pants. Anytime I wore pants, my restless leg was off the chain. So I was in dresses all the time. And it worked for my purpose that I needed it for. And when I didn't need that anymore, I didn't do it anymore. For a time in the winter, I was dressed like a Sherpa without a mountain, always cold. The cold would seize my fibro triggers and make me tired and achy, and I hated it. In the summertime, I had to wear a scarf, as you can see, because and even an air conditioning breeze, like walking into a store, if it hit my triggers on my neck, they'd instantly seize up and I'd be in pain going forward until they decided to relax. I had a skin issue. There's a post about it on my blog called Chronic Urticaria. Don't go look unless you can handle some graphic images. It was so bad that Google turned off ads on that page. At that time, I was desperate to try anything, so I tried this Wim Hof Breathing Method that you can see the print of there. And something really amazing happened. It didn't fix my skin, but it somehow adjusted the temperature gauge in my brain, which is in the hypothalamus, which is where sleep, wake, and fight, flight are located, and where my damage exists, apparently. So 4 days of the breathing only. I didn't get into the ice baths or anything like that. I I noticed that I was in the refrigerator in a t-shirt and I didn't get goosebumps and it didn't hurt and I wasn't cold. And shortly after that, I was wearing dresses to work when it was 55 degrees, washing my hair with cold water. Just huge changes. And probably wouldn't work the same way for everyone, but it's 4 days of like 15 minutes of breathing. Definitely worth a try. You can YouTube search, Facebook search Wim Hof. The spelling of his name is right there. So I got to enjoy alleviating that. Also the heat. The heat in LA used to knock me out. 110 it gets here sometimes, and I don't get tired anymore. I can stand out in the sun, not for very long, but I can. All just from that breathing exercise. Sometimes I wear my Ugg Slippers out of the house to work or whatever. They're uber comfortable and they kind of look like boots, so I can get away with that, no problem. When it's warmer, I get these sparkly shoes from Yellow Box. I have a couple of them on my blog in the products section, just so you can see. They have a heel, some of them have a heel option, and they're just like sequined and rhinestoney, and I used to call that my jewelry. I wore my jewelry on my shoes because I can't really wear jewelry anywhere else. Can't do earrings or necklaces or bracelets. I have the watch under duress because I have been having issues with my heart and I want to be able to keep an eye on my pulse. So if I didn't have that, it would just be my 3 rings. I have one on my toe. I put it on there like 22 years ago and haven't touched it since, so that one doesn't bother me. You can probably see in the camera that I have like these very fine hairs. My hair is very fine, but I have a lot of it. And because I have Sjogren's, my eyes are super dry. When I'm driving, the hairs will tickle my eyes and just aggravate my dry eye. So most of the time you'll find me in a hat or with my hair up because that tickling, it just sensory issue really makes me crazy. So that's a big part of it all, is noticing what makes you crazy about the things you wear and the things that you do in your life. And you can break the rules, you know, like that whole wearing white after Labor Day rule. That's a societal thing, and sure, you might end up on page 6 being embarrassed because you're wearing white after Labor Day, but it's not 1850 anymore, so who cares? Wear what you're comfortable in, and if you can garner the strength to not care what other people think about what you're wearing, it'll pay off for the rest of your life. My hair. I cut and color my hair myself. It's a very simple cut, simple style. I really like it. I never liked my hair up until, like, I don't know, probably my 40s. It was always a hassle because I was always trying to curl it or spray it or make it look fancy. And really, it's just some nice drapes for my face. And that's the way I wear it. I switched over to nature tint hair color. There's a review on my blog about it. I was using L'Oreal Excellence for most of my life, and then my skin thing happened, and I started to become more afraid of putting things on and in my body. And if you look at the pictures, you'll understand why. Like 70% of my body looked deep fried. It was horrifying. And I didn't know if I would recover. So I used to wear nail polish. I would do like a color and then a glitter over it, and toenail polish. That was my jewelry, my flip-flops, and my toenail polish. And I even stopped the toenail polish when my skin thing happened. And I don't miss it at all, really. I don't care anymore. It's more important to me that I don't have to worry about breaking out with something than it is what my toes look like. Fact. If you can get there, it's very liberating. My hair. So I wash my hair in the sink and then I blow dry it upside down. And the reason for that is a couple of reasons. So with pots, when you raise your arms over your head, it changes the blood flow, which is part of it, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So when you change your posture, your heart gets jacked. And so raising my hands over my head was really bad for the POTS. And also for my fibro triggers in my shoulders. It would also aggravate that. Plus, in the shower, it's hot and steamy, and narcolepsy makes me sleepy in that situation. It doesn't anymore, but until I did that breathing, it really did. And then my myofascial pain syndrome. So the water makes my skin shrink, and it's incredibly painful. So the longer I stay in there, I'm always in there for at least a half hour, 45 minutes. It's just the way it goes. So I use the detangling stuff and I brush my hair all out, and then I flip my head upside down and I hold the blow dryer between my knees and brush and dry it that way. And wow, really saves so much in terms of neck pain and shoulder pain, and it looks good enough for me. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but I'm going with it anyway. All right, let's see. Makeup. I held on to some aspects of makeup despite my symptoms, again, until my skin went crazy. And the skin thing lasted 5 months. It was not a brief episode. And even after the 5-month period, I continued to have chronic hives and pressure hives and things like that. So I ended up spending a year without makeup and realized so many great things for me about doing that. There is a post on the blog about that. I don't have that one with a special URL yet. I will make it. But if you go to goingbeyondcoping.com and just search makeup, I think together as one word or as 2 words, it should come up. If not, it's one of the most recent posts as of today, December 23rd, 2020. Yeah, I'm glad I did it, and I don't miss it at all. I dress for ease, for comfort. Confidence comes just from practicing confidence and from feeling confident. And those 2 things together, comfort and confidence, they help with symptom management. If you're anxious about what other people think about the way that you look, or your hair, or your makeup, or your clothes, it just activates that fight, flight, and gives you anxiety and stomach aches and headaches, and who wants that, right? Don't sign me up for that one. Okay, so some practical tips. Have enough clothes for 2 weeks, but do your laundry every week if you can. Find a day to do that. That way, if you hit a bad spot where you would normally do your laundry and you can't, you've got some extra clothes to wear, and you don't have to wear your prom dress to work. Again, just kidding. Yeah, I'm sure we all have those last of the laundry outfits. Sorry, Sjogrens. Oh, it's feeling very scratchy. Hope I'll be able to go. Okay, buy clothes that are easy to maintain. I wash all my clothes together in one load in cold water. Everything. Tops, bottoms, inside socks, everything. You may or may not be able to do that, but I can tell you that if you restructure your life to accommodate a one-load wash cycle, you will benefit from it. Cut off tags if they bother you. If you're washing everything in cold, you don't need the tag anyway. Wear your clothes inside out if you need to. Sometimes the seams from my shirts will cause pressure hives. So I just turn my shirt inside out and usually just put another shirt over it. Oh no. Okay. Can I keep going is the question. Oh, fibro is another reason for wearing your clothes inside out. I have myofascial pain syndrome with my fibro, and sometimes I get patches where it feels like someone's crushed broken glass into my arm. And I don't want anything touching it, not clothes or anything else. So if I have to wear something on there, I usually put it on inside out to avoid any kind of seam aggravation. I know a lot of people can't do this next one, and the guys don't need to do this next one, but I ditched a bra like a decade ago. I'm not well endowed. Fortunately, I'm grateful for that at 50. Again, I was not at 20, but I am now. So it doesn't cause problems for me in terms of size. I've had costochondritis for most of my adult life. It's swelling in the breastplate and the chest area, and it causes pain like when you touch it. So wearing something underneath the breast that's holding on to it all day, it just kills me. I just can't do it. So like even in bathing suits, like I wear a string bikini because I can't handle it under wire or tight strap around the back. And sometimes I have to wear just a tube style because I can't handle the string around my neck. And that's inconvenient and it sucks, but at least I found an alternative. So if you keep looking for things to help what's aggravating you, you can find an alternative. These aren't the kind of things the doctor is going to help you with. You may read about them in a support group or whatever, but your life is so unique to you. It's important that you seek out these coping techniques. That's another reason why I wore a scarf, is because I don't wear a bra, or I'll wear 2 shirts for modesty, or I'll just wear a shirt that doesn't matter if I'm wearing a bra or not. If you are a person who absolutely could not go without a bra, see if you can find another alternative, maybe a tighter shirt or something that would hold you in place. I don't know. I've never had that issue, so ask at a group. Maybe somebody will know. Okay, so a lot of people have a hard time doing their laundry from start to finish. Wash, dry, fold, put away. So I am one of those people. What I started doing is, this was years ago now, I put the socks and underwear separated in the bottom of the basket, and then I fold my pants and I put them on top of the socks and underwear. And then I lay my shirts out on the dryer door so that they're smoothed out. And then I scoop up the pile and carry it over to the sofa. And I lay it on the back of the sofa. And then I fold the clothes as I have time to. Or I will lay them on top of the washer and then come back when I have a chance. So it's not ideal. You will get some wrinkling with that. But if you fold them, like press them out while you fold them, I got a little hiccup in the software there. Hopefully that didn't screw things up. Yeah, so anyway, I taught my kids to do this too, and it's really great because when my clothes are in the dryer and they need the dryer, they will take my clothes out and they'll do it like this. And that way I don't have as many wrinkles as if they just shove them all into a basket in a heap. It's a good thing. Okay, obviously this tip won't work if you're using a laundromat. The jeans, I fold straight away if I can, if they're hot. It helps. Like, you don't need to iron them or anything because the wrinkles just fold out. And I have this great steam refresh feature on my dryer, so I can just turn it on for 22 minutes and then come back and the clothes are less wrinkly. That is something I'm going to mention in a second, so I don't want to get thrown off here. Okay, Dawn, focus. If you don't like folding clothes, hang up your clothes in the closet if you've got the room. Or arrange them. This is another good thing to do, like while they're laid out like that, you can arrange them in the order you're going to wear them. So like Monday's shirt is on top, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then laid over a chair or something in your closet, and just take and go each day. You don't have to fold or hang it up, just leave it there. And that is against the rules, right? You're supposed to fold your clothes neatly and put them in the dresser. Well, who said, right? You're living by a different set of rules. So find what works for you, what helps you. You know, they make those blanket racks that you could hang a blanket on. You could get one of those for your closet and put your clothes on it instead if you don't want to deal with folding them and putting them away. Of course, it doesn't work if you're wearing a suit to work, but yeah, if you're just in regular clothes, you could probably get away with that. Remembering to wash and or dry your clothes. So you can ask for help from a friend. Hey, would you text me later today and just make sure that I put my clothes in the dryer? If you have friends, that they don't mind helping you like that usually. If they do, then maybe you should find different friends. Set an alarm in your phone. Put a Post-it where you'll see it a little bit later in the day to help remind you. Saying too much. Okay, some bonus tips for the family, and then I'm going to wrap this up here. This is something I did with my kids, and it worked out really great. You buy each kid their own brand of socks and underwear. So one kid's in Hanes, one kid's in Fruit of the Loom or Puma or whatever brand you're buying. That way, when they come out of the dryer, you know exactly whose is whose. It really saves so much time and helps a lot. If you want to keep it even simpler, buy all the same color socks. Or buy one color sock for one kid, one color sock for another kid. Another thing that you can do that I did when my kids were smaller is you can stitch a color into their clothes. So each kid gets a color, and you take the time. Yes, it is a little time consuming to put a couple simple stitches into each garment, but you only have to do it once and it lasts a long time. And then as you're taking the clothes out, if you have, this is especially helpful if you have two kids in the same size clothing. Like my teens are 6 years apart. Actually, one's already out of his teens. My 20-year-old and my 14-year-old both wear the same size shirts. And I don't know who owns which shirt anymore. So if I was doing the laundry, I would probably do that. Either give it to them to sort themselves or color stitch it so that I could tell easily which one was whose shirt. Yeah, I got my kids to do that, but that's coming up here. A different shape or color clothes basket for each kid. That helps a lot too, to have more easily be able to identify whose clothes are whose. You could also get colored duct tape for a clothes basket. You could buy a fabric barrel type clothes basket, or you could just write their name on their clothes basket with a Sharpie. Whatever floats your boat. It does help to have them separated in that way for washing and sorting and folding. Unless you're washing them all together or giving them back to them, that's a smart thing to do too. Which leads me to kids do their part. When my kids were little, like from the time they were toddlers, I had them sorting. That's a skill they need to learn in life, how to sort things, and I would have them also put them away. As they grew up, I made them fold their own clothes. It didn't look great in the beginning, but eventually they got it down to a point anyway. It helped a lot that we laid the clothes out so they weren't as wrinkly. I see a lot of people who don't feel like, I don't know how to say this, like they don't want, their kids don't do chores. They don't do dishes. They don't do other things like that. And I just want you to remember, if that's you as a parent, that your kid has to go on from your house. And they'll be a lot more functional of an adult if they know how to cook and sew a button and clean up after themselves and do their own laundry. I felt a lot more comfortable sending my kid away to university knowing that he wasn't going to end up naked, dirty, and hungry. That was, yeah, a good thing. So that's it for today. I'm already at a half an hour, blah, blah, blah. But I could probably come up with more, but we're going to leave it there. One of the things I want to suggest is a video of mine. It's called Become a Tweaker. I'll put the link in the caption, and or you can find it on my YouTube channel. It's all the way toward the bottom. It's one of my older videos, but it talks about tweaking your life for symptom management. That's it. Happy matters, as I always say. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a like. I'd appreciate that so much. Make it a great day. I hope you learned something good. If you did, feel free to comment. The choice is always yours.